What is going on, Wastelanders? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, with a Fallout 4 video. First of all, I wanted to say sorry for the absence over the past couple of weeks. I am working on a project which is very fucking exciting, to be honest, and hopefully you guys will know more information about that in the coming days on my Twitter account, and hopefully that project will be uploaded next week sometime, but don't hold me to that. It's all unconfirmed at this stage as to when I can actually upload it to my channel, but just know that something massive is coming. So anyways, today's video is about Fallout 4's install size and whether we should be worried about it or not. Now, the article that I'm talking off of, as always, is linked in the description below, but I want to be highlighting the main points. So on the issue of Fallout 4's install size, the article asks whether Fallout fans should be worried. Fallout 4 is 28.12 gigabytes on Xbox One, but GTA 5 is 49 gigabytes on Xbox One and 16 on Xbox 360. That's huge. That's 21-ish gigabytes bigger than Fallout 4. Even Destiny is 30 gigabytes on Xbox One and Xbox 360. A game that's somewhat notorious for not having a lot of content. But the article states that these are bad comparisons to make. BGS has consistently worked to optimize the footprints of its games. In 2006, there was some controversy over whether The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion would fit on an Xbox 360 disc after the announcement of the PS3's Blu-ray drive. At launch, Oblivion was 5.87 gigs, sitting comfortably within the disk space constraints of a DVD. Bethesda didn't have any problems with Fallout 3 2 years later, a game that was much larger than Oblivion, that nonetheless took marginally less hard drive space at 5.48 gigabytes. 3 years after that, Bethesda released its biggest game yet with Skyrim, which launched with an install footprint of only 3.68 gigabytes. The article continues that Bethesda's brand of open world exploration and discovery employs a clever method of repurposing assets and building a world from a pool of objects, and the company has only gotten better at that over time. The suggestion based on pre-release information is that Fallout 4's post-apocalyptic Boston is several times larger than the base map of Skyrim. So this article makes incredibly good points, to be honest, about the true realities of Fallout 4's install size. First of all, I want to make the point that who gives a shit about the install size of Fallout 4? It's not really indicative of anything specifically. If anything, it's indicative of how much space the game is going to take up on your hard drive, and that's about it. It's not going to indicate whether the game is good, it's not going to indicate how large or expansive the game is, because, as this article highlights, there are methods in which even a bigger game, going from Fallout 3 over Oblivion, can still have a slightly less hard drive space or a gigabyte requirement on a hard drive, even though the game is technically bigger. But even so, we know directly that Fallout 4 is going to have hundreds of hours of content, both based on Bethesda's track record with its huge open world expansive RPGs, and the fact that there is rumored to be at least minimum 400 hours plus of content. So if anyone is worried about the install size not being big enough to suggest that Fallout 4 is going to be a massive game, then those concerns should be quelled straight away. 28 gigs is still a large amount for a video game generally, which is why there's been a push to increase hard drive spaces in modern day consoles. Now, while it's not as big as GTA or as Destiny, the argument again can be made that Bethesda is simply very efficient at repurposing assets in the world, so they don't need to have as many different assets, but they can use them or utilize them across the world in order to try and slim down the size and the space or the capacity of the game. So while I am kind of peeved that something like this, as minuscule as the storage space requirements for the game, is becoming an issue, I'm glad that this article has actually presented some incredibly logical and rational points about why Fallout 4 may be the size that it is. But again, judge the game on its merits and when you actually get your hands on it, and just don't be worried about something as small as it's taking up 28 gigs on Xbox One but GTA 5 was 50. Who the hell cares what GTA 5 is? Who cares what Destiny is? Let's enjoy the game. Let's bask in the glow that is going to be Fallout 4. Anyways, Wastelanders, that's all from me. Again, sorry for my absence, but trust me, you're going to love what's about to come. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.